Welcome to topic 2 of attitude. This topic has 39 questions and let's get started. Question 1. What must you do when the amber light is flashing at a pelican crossing? We first want to understand what they are asking from us. Amber light, pelican crossing, flashing. Okay, so we want to understand that before we move on to the answers. A pelican crossing is a signal-controlled crossing operated by pedestrians. It has push-button controls. Once you press it, after a short while, it changes the signals. This type of a crossing has a flashing amber light phase. I will show you what that looks like. Notice here, where the red arrow is, this is the flashing amber phase. So there's something that we must do. Do we stop and wait for the green light? Stop and wait for the red light? Give way to pedestrians waiting to cross? Or give way to pedestrians already on the crossing? I will replay this video. So you notice here, it's flashing amber. And what does this car do? Is it waiting until it becomes green, or does the driver of this vehicle drive on? Do you see? It's not green yet. And the car moved on. Okay. However, if there was a pedestrian already on the crossing, we have to give way to them, or we must give way to them, which is D. Okay? But if there is no one on the crossing and it is flashing amber, I can go. And this flashing amber phase is only with the pelican crossing. Okay, so the correct answer is D. Question 2. Why should you never wave people cross at pedestrian crossings? Is it A, another vehicle may be coming? B, they may not be looking? C, it's safer for you to carry on? Or D, they may not be ready to cross? If you tell other pedestrians by waving at them to cross, just because that pedestrian may have seen you, doesn't mean that other drivers on the road, other road users, other vehicle users, may have seen you do that. Okay, they won't be able to see you. The driver behind you or may not know why you're slowing down and stopping and may want to overtake you. So another vehicle may be coming. And the correct answer is A. Another vehicle may be coming. Why is it dangerous to travel too close to the vehicle ahead? A. Your engine will overheat. B. Your mirrors will need adjusting. C. Your view of the road ahead will be restricted. Or D. Your sat-nav will be confused. Let's have a look at this image. If I am too close to the vehicle ahead, or the vehicle that is in front of me, my view is restricted. I'm too close. What else could happen is the vehicle in front will not be able to see me. It doesn't matter if it's a lorry or any type of a car. C is the correct answer. Your view of the road ahead will be restricted. Question 4. So we have an image here, image of a lorry in front of us. And what are we getting asked here? What will happen if you follow this vehicle too closely? Your brakes will overheat, your fuel consumption will be increased, your engine will overheat, or your view ahead will be reduced. Again, if I am too close to the car in front, if I'm too close to this lorry, my view of the road ahead will be reduced. At the same time, the driver of this vehicle will not be able to see me. I'm in their blind spot. So the correct answer again is your view ahead will be reduced. which is D. Question 5. What's the minimum time gap you should leave when following a vehicle on a wet road? 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, or 4 seconds? In order to be able to answer this question, we need to know what the default is. Okay, by default I mean when the weather condition is good, dry conditions, you leave a 2-second gap from the vehicle in front. This is the default position. However, sometimes the weather changes. It may start raining and your visibility is reduced. In that case, you double your distance in wet weather, which means you leave a 4-second gap. Okay, you double it or 4 seconds, same thing. 4 seconds from the vehicle in front of you. So there's no 1 second and 3 seconds. 2 seconds is the default, but in this case, the question tells me that it's a wet road. I'm looking for 4 seconds. Or double. Double what? Double of 2 seconds, which is 4 seconds. So the correct answer is 4 seconds. You're being overtaken by a long, heavy laden lorry. What should you do if it's taken a long time for it to overtake? So a long vehicle is trying to overtake you. It's taken them a long time. What do? Do you speed up, slow down, hold your speed, or change direction? So a long lorry will take more time for them to pass a car. So what you should do in this case is slow down and allow them to pass. Don't be difficult. Allow them to pass you. So the correct answer is B. Question 7. Which vehicle will use a blue flashing beacon? Motorway maintenance, bomb disposal, snowplow, or breakdown recovery? Blue flashing beacon are used by emergency vehicles. So out of these 4, which one is an emergency? Is bomb disposal. Okay, motorway maintenance, snowplow, and breakdown recovery have amber flashing lights or amber flashing beacons. This is what it looks like. I've come across one of these maybe once in my whole life or twice. But you should be aware of that. Question 8. What should you do if you're being followed by an ambulance showing flashing blue lights? A. Pull over as soon as it's safe to do so. B. Accelerate hard to get away from it. C. Maintain your speed and course. Or D. Brake harshly and stop well out into the road. If you see an emergency vehicle such as a bomb disposal vehicle or an ambulance, you move out of its way, pull over as soon as it's safe to do so. Don't go past the red lights. Don't do anything illegal, but pull over as soon as it's safe to do so. Question 9. What type of emergency vehicle is fitted with a green flashing beacon? A. Fire engine. B. Road gritter. C. Ambulance. Or D. Doctor's car. A doctor's car has a green flashing beacon. The correct answer is D. Question 10. We have a diamond-shaped traffic sign and it has a 30 in it. Who should obey diamond-shaped traffic signs? Tram drivers, bus drivers, lorry drivers, or taxi drivers? These are for tram drivers. A. On a road where trams operate, which vehicles will be most at risk from the tram rails? Cars, cycles, buses, or lorries? For those of you who don't know what tram rails look like, they look something like this. Okay? And out of all of those answers that were mentioned, cycles can become stuck in the tram rails, causing the cyclist to stop suddenly, wobble, or even lose balance altogether. The answer is cycles. B. When should you use your vehicle's horn? The vehicle's horn is here by the steering wheel in the middle most of the time. In this vehicle, it's here. So when can you use this? Okay, it makes a noise. When should you use your vehicle's horn? To alert others to your presence, to allow your right of way, to greet others, to greet other road users, or to signal your annoyance. We can see in our daily lives that people use this to say hello to their friends, driving past, you see your mate, you see your friend, hello, beep beep. Okay, this is not what it's there for. Or you get angry, you start beeping your horn. This is not what it's there for. Rather, it's there to alert others of your presence, to let them know that you're there, which is A. And the additional information is that when are you not allowed to use it is between 11:30 p.m. and 7 a.m. in built-up areas. You're on a one-way street and want to turn right. Where should you position your vehicle when there are two lanes? Okay, here we have two lanes. I want to turn right. Where should I position myself? Okay, I want to turn right. This is a one-way street, meaning all traffic is flowing in one direction, straight on here. I want to turn right at the end. I'm going to position myself in the right-hand lane if I have two lanes. The answers here are in the right-hand lane and the left-hand lane, either lane depending on the traffic or just left of the center line. So I want to position myself in the right-hand lane. As you noticed here, I'm trying to give you additional information like these images or clues for you to remember when it comes to your actual theory test. Question 14. You wish to turn right ahead. Why should you take up the correct position in good time? A. To allow other drivers to pull out in front of you. B. To give a better view into the road that you're joining. C. To help other road users know what you intend to do. Or D. To allow drivers to pass you on the right. When you're taking up the correct position, it will allow other vehicles to pass you on your left, so you're not blocking their way. And it also shows other road users your intentions. So the correct answer is to help other road users know what you intend to do. C. Question 15. What type of crossing allows cyclists to ride across with pedestrians? Toucan, puffin, pelican, or zebra? This is a toucan crossing, so pedestrians and cyclists can use this toucan crossing at the same time. Okay, cyclists can ride on it and pedestrians can walk on it to cross the road. It's known as a toucan crossing. One way to remember it is two types of road users can use this crossing. Question 16. You're traveling at a legal speed limit. What should you do if the vehicle behind approaches quickly, flashing its headlights? So from the question, we can tell that we are not doing anything wrong. We are not breaking the speed limit, and at the same time, we're not going too slow. But there are some road users that are in a rush and they don't really care about breaking the speed limit. And they come up behind you quickly and start flashing the headlights at you. That can be quite intimidating. What do you do in this situation? So what should you do? A. Accelerate to make a gap behind you. B. Touch the brakes sharply to show your brake lights. C. Maintain your speed to prevent the vehicle from overtaking. Or allow the vehicle to overtake you. Even though you know what they are doing, the other vehicle behind you, you know what they're doing is illegal. They're trying to break the speed limit. They're trying to make you angry, flashing the headlights. What you need to do in that case, allow them to overtake you. We have all seen someone drive like this, intimidating you from behind. Allow the vehicle to overtake. D. Question 17. When should you flash your headlight at other road users? A. When showing that you're giving way. B. When showing that you're about to turn. C. When you're telling them that you have right of way. Or D. When letting them know that you're there. Remember earlier we spoke about the horn. Okay, you're letting other people know, other road users know of your presence. You can use it between 7 a.m. and 11:30 p.m. But at times when you don't use it or are not allowed to use it, you can use your headlights to let people know that you're there. D. It's not there to give way for you to give way, or someone's giving you way and you start flashing your headlights. Yeah, or letting them know that you have right of way, intimidating them. This is not the correct way to use your headlights. Question 18. You're approaching an unmarked crossroads. How should you deal with the junction? An unmarked crossroads means there's no giveaway lines, there's no traffic lights, it's unmarked. In this case, what should you do? How should you deal with the junction? Accelerate and keep to the middle. Slow down and keep to the right. Accelerate and look to the left, or slow down and look both ways. Because it's unmarked, nobody has priority, and you should be slowing down and looking both ways. D is the correct answer. Question 19. The conditions are good and dry. When should you use this 2-second rule? A. Before restarting the engine after it has stalled. B. When checking your gap from the vehicle in front. C. Before using the mirrors signal maneuver routine. Or D. When traffic lights change to green. The 2-second rule, we spoke about this earlier when we were talking about this question, question 5. We said in the default position is 2 seconds. When the weather conditions is good and dry, the minimum time gap you should leave from the vehicle in front is 2 seconds. When it's wet is 4 seconds. Now here it's talking about good and dry weather conditions. What is the 2-second rule? When checking your gap from the vehicle in front. So the correct answer is B. So you can see that some of the questions are connected to each other, but they're asking you the questions in different ways. In your theory test, you might be asked this question worded a little bit different. But if you know the rule, in good and dry weather conditions, I need to stay away about 2 seconds from the vehicle in front. You know this rule, they can give you the question in any way they want. You will be able to answer it. If the weather conditions are wet, I'm going to keep 4 seconds away from the vehicle in front, or double. Question 20. Which color follows the green signal at a puffin crossing? Okay, so what is a puffin crossing? A puffin crossing is like a more modern or updated version of the pelican crossing, which had the amber phase. Here we don't have the amber phase, but we have sensors, okay, that detect when the pedestrians are crossing: steady red, flashing amber, or flashing green. There's no flashing green, there's no flashing amber. So it's either steady red or steady amber. What comes after steady green is steady amber on its own. So steady amber is the correct answer, which is C. Question 21. You're on a line of traffic. What action should you take if the driver behind is following very closely? A. Ignore the driver behind and continue to travel within the speed limit. B. Slow down gradually, increasing the gap between you and the vehicle in front. C. Signal left and wave the driver behind to come past. Or D. move over to a position just left of the center line of the road. Okay, so if somebody is following you very closely, you can't control what they're doing, but you can control your own actions. If a car is very close to you and you suddenly have to stop, the vehicle behind you is going to hit you, okay? They're going to collide. What you want to do as a driver is reduce that risk by slowing down, and what you can do is increasing the gap between you and the vehicle in front. The correct answer is B. Question 22. You're traveling along a single track road. There's a passing place on your right. What should you do if you see a vehicle coming towards you? Okay, let's find out first of all what a single track road is. So a single track road is a two-way road, but it's only wide enough for one car to pass. You will find passing places like here. So the question is asking you, if you're driving along here and that yellow car is coming from the opposite side, but you've got a passing place here on your right. You see that? There's a passing place on your right. What do? You wait opposite the passing place. This is the passing place. You wait opposite it. Let that car go into the passing place, then you can drive on. So the correct answer is D. Question 23. You're driving on a clear night. Which lights should you use if the national speed limit applies and there's a steady stream of oncoming traffic? In that case, we use our dipped headlights. You only want to use your full beam headlights when you're sure that you're not going to dazzle any other road users. There's no fog, so we don't need fog lights. And side lights or parking lights are not strong enough or are not suitable to be used while you're driving. Question 24. You're driving behind the heavy goods vehicle. What should you do if it signals left but steers to the right? Slow down and let the vehicle turn. Drive on, keeping to the left. Overtake on the right of it, or hold your speed and sound your horn. Large vehicles need space to turn. I know this is a roundabout, but this large vehicle or long vehicle is in the right hand lane but signaling left. So they need extra room to make turns at junctions. So we want to slow down and let the vehicle turn. Question 25. You're driving along this road. What should you do if the red car cuts in close in front of you? A. Accelerate to get closer to the red car. B. Give a long blast on the horn. C. Drop back to leave the correct separation distance. Or D. Flash your headlights several times. Before question 25, we've learned that the use of a horn, we've also learned the use of using headlights and whether we should get close to cars or not. So we know if we have learned this so far, we would know that A, B, and D are not the correct answers. Instead, we drop back and leave the correct separation distance. And if we look at the image here, the correct separation distance is a minimum of 2 seconds from this vehicle. So the correct answer is C. Question 26. You're waiting in a traffic queue at night. How can you avoid dazzling drivers behind you? Use the parking brake and release the foot brake. Keep your foot on the foot brake. Balance the clutch with the accelerator, or use the parking brake and foot brake together. So a lot of students that come across this question, they usually get this wrong the first time. Okay, so here, these are your brake lights. Okay, here again, brake lights. Here, brake lights. Now what this does, when the brake light, there's traffic, you can see there's traffic here and the cars are not moving. So If the cars are not moving, what this brake lights can do is dazzle drivers behind. In order for that not to happen, I'll put my parking brake on and I'll take my foot off the brake. Once I take my foot off the brake, my brake lights will not dazzle anyone because my foot is off the brake. So I use the parking brake and release the foot brake. So A is the correct answer. Question 27. You're driving in traffic at the speed limit for the road. What should you do if the driver behind is trying to overtake? We haven't done anything wrong. We are doing the correct speed limit on the road, but someone behind us is trying to overtake us. What do? We don't want to stop them from overtaking us, and we are not there to enforce the speed limit. If they are, what we can control is our own actions. I can't control what the other person is doing. If the speed limit is 30 miles per hour and they want to do 35, 40 miles an hour and overtake me, that's their problem. I'll keep a steady course and allow the driver behind to overtake. But let's have a look at what other options we have. Move closer to the car ahead so the driver behind has no room to overtake. I don't want to be too close to the car ahead. Wave the driver behind to overtake when it's safe. No. Accelerate to get away from the driver behind. No, because I'm already at the traffic speed for the road, at the speed limit for the road. If I accelerate, I'm going to break the law. So C is the correct answer. Question 28. I have a sign here and I've got an image of a bus, cycle and taxi written underneath it. What does it mean if the signs at a bus lane show no times of operation? If it doesn't show us time of operation, does it mean the lane isn't in operation? The lane is only in operation at peak times, the lane is in operation 24 hours a day, or the lane is only in operation in daylight hours. Okay, so this means it's operating 24 hours a day, which is C. Sometimes you will get a bus lane sign like this. So it says Monday to Saturday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. So during these times, it's only for these, for buses, cyclists, taxis, and motorcycles to be used. But if I'm using it at 11 a.m., I am allowed to go on this bus lane. This specific one with the times written on it. If I see no times, 7 to 10 a.m. or 7 to 7, then it means it's operating 24 hours a day. Question 29. What should you do when a person herding sheep asks you to stop? So this person is herding sheep. Okay, herding sheep. What should I do if he tells me to stop? Ignore them as they have no authority. Stop and switch off your engine. Continue on, but drive slowly. Try to get past quickly. If someone that is herding sheep tells me to stop, I have to stop. In that case, I would switch off my engine and wait. These animals are unpredictable. They can get scared very easily. So B is the correct answer. Question 30. What should you do when you're overtaking a horse and rider? Sound your horn as a warning. Go past as quickly as possible. Flash your headlights as a warning. Go past slowly and carefully. If I want to overtake a horse, I want to go very slowly at 10 miles an hour maximum, and there should be a 2-meter gap between the horse and the rider and my car. So I go past slowly and carefully. Horses are vulnerable, road users, so the correct answer here is D. Question 31. You're approaching a zebra crossing. What should you do if pedestrians are waiting to cross? Here we have the image of a zebra crossing. So we have these amber flashing beacons. It's not traffic light operated. So we can imagine with the question, someone is waiting to cross, not here, but here, waiting to cross. What do I do in this case? Do I give way to older and infirm people only? Slow down and prepare to stop? Use your headlights to indicate they can cross, or wave at them to cross the road. So we already know we shouldn't be waving at pedestrians to cross, and we should also not use headlights to flash and indicate that they can cross. Rather, we slow down and prepare to stop. We don't just give way to older people, but any pedestrian. What should you do if a vehicle pulls out in front of you at a junction? Swerve past it and sound your horn. Flash your headlights and drive up closely. Slow down and be ready to stop, or accelerate past immediately. Mistakes can happen by other road users. You, as a driver, you have to anticipate what other drivers might do. Expect the worst. Look and plan ahead so that you're ready to respond. Other road users can make mistakes, so be aware of that. Slow down and be ready to stop. Question 33. Which instrument panel warning light would show that headlights are on main beam? The blue one, green, orange, or red? So the blue one here, if this is on, your headlights are on main beam. Some people have this on, they don't even have a clue what it is, so you should be aware of that. So the correct answer is this blue one here. So you, as a driver, should be aware of all your warning lights in the car. Question 34. When should you leave a 2-second gap between your vehicle and the one in front? When it's raining, when it's dry, when it's icy, or when it's foggy. So you can see the 2-second gap from the vehicle in front. In good, dry conditions, we leave a 2-second gap. If it was wet weather, leave a 4-second gap, or double. In icy weather, we leave a 20-second gap, or 10 times the distance. So dry is the correct answer. Question 35. You're driving at night on an unlit road. What should you do if you're following another vehicle? A. Flash your headlights. B. Use dipped headlights. C. Switch off your headlights. Or D. Use full beam headlights. The question is telling us it's night, it's unlit, so it's dark. But you are following another vehicle. So the other vehicle that you're following is guiding you through the road. So you don't want to use full beam headlight. You're going to end up dazzling the driver in front of you. You don't want to switch off your headlights in the dark. You use your dipped headlights, which is B. Question 36. What should you do if you're driving a slow moving vehicle on a narrow winding road? Keep well out to stop vehicles overtaking dangerously. Wave the vehicle behind to come past you if you think they can overtake quickly. Pull in when you can to let the vehicles behind overtake, or give a left signal when it's safe for vehicles to overtake you. So this is an example of a slow moving vehicle on the countryside. So if there's vehicles behind you, you pull in when you can to let the vehicles behind you overtake. Question 37. You're driving a car that has a diesel engine. What can a loose filler cap on your fuel tank cause? A. It can make the engine difficult to start. B. It can make the road slippery for other road users. C. It can improve your vehicle's fuel consumption. Or D. It can increase the level of exhaust emissions. So this is a filler cap. If this is loose, diesel could spill into the road. If diesel spills into the road, it becomes slippery. So B is the correct answer. Question 38. What should you do to avoid fuel spillage? A. Check that your tank is only 3/4 full B. Check that you've used a locking filler cap. C. Check that your fuel gauge is working. D. Check that your filler cap is securely fastened. You turn it to the right and it will kind of make a click noise. You know it's securely fastened. Tighten. As you can see here, it says tighten until one click. Okay, so D is the correct answer. Check that your filler cap is securely fastened so we avoid fuel spillage. Question 39, this is the last question of this topic. What style of driving causes increased risk to everyone? Considerate, defensive, competitive, or responsible? Competitive driving causes the increased risk to everyone. So the correct answer is C.